Arsenal dropped 2 points against Brentford at the Emirates on Saturday, Don, but the PGMOL apologised to them
what they said.
for VAR error. Oh my word.
Days. I was on comms, Jules, on the game. And the block-off free kick, I think it's been in the Premier League, I think going back to Tony Pulis' Stoke days.
Yeah.
So off the top of my head, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years. So when I'm co-comment on games, I'm always looking for block-offs from wide free kicks, corners. Exactly this scenario happened.
Yeah.
Ethan Pinnock was centre-back for Brentford on the angle, waiting for the diagonal free kick. He was standing in an offside position. Then he blocked Gabriel, so he interferes with Gabriel's position. If you don't think that's interfering, if you don't think he's offside, which I thought he was, fair enough. The cross then comes in. Pinnock wins a header, drops it down to Norgard, who's a yard offside. He crosses it, Toney tap in. There's 2 offsides in the same move.
Yeah.
You can get wrangled up in different phases of play. You can look at it to the nth degree, but there should have been an offside call in there.
But again, what happened? They didn't
It's
draw
obvious.
the lines. They didn't even draw the lines. So like what? I mean, I don't understand how you can not see it.
How can you be?
Lee Mason was the VR. Sorry, Lee Mason.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Lee, but let's role play for a second. I'm Lee Mason, and I'm checking something, and I'm looking at something, and there's a pen there, and I go, I forgot to use the pen. It can't happen, Jules.
But
I forgot to use the pen to draw a line on the screen.
But
my job as a co-commentator is harder than a VAR because I've got to call it in real time.
Yeah.
I get one view and I've got to go, this is what's happened.
Yeah.
And we're not the Oracle co-commentators. We don't get it right all of the time. But I watch Ethan Pinnock on the block on Gabriel. He's half a yard offside. Then Norgard's a yard offside. It's like, you've got to spot this. You have to.
This is the best league in the world.
I know.
It's the best league with the most money, the most at stake, the most anything you want, and they make blunders like that.
I've not gotten out. What can I say? I've not gotten out, Jules.
It's just so that one, the Chelsea one that we mentioned before, the one at Brighton, where they looked at the wrong player. The wrong player was, I mean,
it was a shock over the weekend.
And if you're Brighton, if you're Arsenal, and they apologise to you, okay, you take the apologies and you say, but like, we lost 2 points.
Well, Howard Webb's got it on now, hasn't he? He's got it on now to try and obviously fix all the problems, because the worst thing is, Jules, these are basic problems. You know, they're not tough decisions. You know, these are quite easy. You forget to draw a line on an offside. You mark a player wrong instead of the one that's behind. I mean, Souček dives on the ball.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It was a bad weekend.
Lee Mason was the VAR referee at the Manchester United Arsenal game when they disallowed the Martinelli goal for a foul. Remember Odegaard on Eriksen before?
Which I thought was a foul,
They apologised for that because they realised that was a mistake. That was Lee Mason already. Now Lee Mason has made another mistake against Arsenal in a game like that.
So what's that?
When they're fighting for the title.
5 points?
5 points. But then you don't know if the Martinelli goal stands early on at Old Trafford. I don't know if they win or not. But just I mean, Lee Mason cannot referee on VAR anymore. He cannot be involved anymore.
The only thing I would say, and this is not a defence on Lee Mason at all, is when you look at the pattern of the game, in the end, in my humble opinion, I thought the draw was the correct result because I thought Brentford's goal should have stood. When Obama went through, Gabriel slipped. I thought that should have been. But still, if you're Mikel Arteta, you know, you're watching the game and you're prepped from the referees about the laws and the rules of the game, and they're not implemented.
I know.
As a manager, you know, when you're in the heat of battle, players, we can fume and we can vent as players, but the manager's got to stand there up in front of the cameras. And Mikel Arteta must have been so frustrated.
Yeah, I agree.
Really frustrated.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.